This video is brought to you by the 3-Minute Board Game patrons. Keep us independent by supporting us on Patreon. Kia ora koutou, and welcome to Ancient Knowledge in about 3 minutes. Review copy used. It has no solo mode. It's a game for 2 to 4 players, playing time is short, and it's a reasonably simple game. In Ancient Knowledge, you are building a crazy collection of monuments from all over the world and from many different cultures. Can you make the most magnificent constructions? The game ends once any player has 14 or more cards in their personal discard, called the past. You then play until each player has the same number of turns. The winner is the player with the most points, which you get from the 8-pointed star. You also lose points for every token here. Card management. There are 2 types of cards and 7 suits for you to manage. Engine building. You want to play cards that chain off each other to create powerful effects. Drafting. You will draft technologies from a central display. Player turn. Set up the technology boards in the middle with 2 tier 1 and 1 tier 2 board. Add 3 matching cards to each board and flip them over. Then each player grabs one of the player boards and takes it and draws 10 cards and keeps 6. 10 is the hand limit in the game. Each player's turn has 3 phases, starting with the action phase where you will take 2 of the following actions. And you can take the same action twice. The first action is create, and it lets you play a card onto your board. Purple cards are artifacts and have an ongoing effect on them. Once placed, an artifact cannot normally be removed, and you only have space for 5 of them. The other 3 types of cards are played to the top of your board. Place it in this numbered slot above the board, then place this many knowledge tokens on it, and discard this many cards to pay for it. Some cards have a lightning bolt symbol on them, which is a one-off effect which triggers when it is placed. The Ouroboros symbol is an ongoing power, but triggers each time the condition is met. So placing this blue card triggers both the blue card in the 5 spot and the artifact below. You may place up to 2 monument cards in each number column. Another action allows you to discard cards from hand to remove that many knowledge from monuments. In the actual game you would only get 2 actions, not 8. So let's show the next 2 phases. The timeline phase lets you activate every single card with this symbol, and you can do that in any order. So here we draw 1 card and remove 1 knowledge. Then the decline phase shifts all monuments 1 column left. Let's do that twice so we have some monuments enter the past. When that happens, place any knowledge left on a card in the past here. These are negative victory points. Then trigger any effects with this symbol. So here we would draw 4 cards. Some cards can't interact with the lost knowledge pile though. Now for the last 3 actions. You may take an action to draw 1 card, or you may tap any number of cards in the past to gain 2 cards each. The final action is to research. Choose a research card from here, noting that many of them have requirements in their top right. Do not replace cards that are taken until only 1 remains in a row. Then discard the remainder and place 3 new cards there. Tech cards are placed here, and note that they can trigger effects on your board. Cards here are considered part of your collection for prerequisites. Once any player has 7 cards in the past, remove all cards from one of the tier 1 tiles, flip the board over, and draw 3 new tier 2 techs. Why would you like this game? Ancient Knowledge was a very surprising game for me, as I initially wasn't expecting much about it, but it turned out to be quite a good time. The core rule set is very simple, but the card interaction is what brings the game to life, and there are a whole bunch of cards with unique effects for you to experiment with. There's also a real natural flow to the game, with monuments slowly drifting to the left each turn, and that makes for a constantly evolving board. And I think that's neat, having a game that focuses on things being temporary rather than constant growth. I also love it when the game has a small FAQ for frequently missed rules. I think this would be a perfect game for couples as it shines at 2-player. The best thing about this game is the variety of engines you can build. I love the ones that scores off big negative points. However, the theme doesn't make a whole bunch of sense. I get the idea of things going from the past, but it makes you feel like an alien collector of Earth monument trading cards more than a civilization builder. And the game grinds a little at high player counts too, and there isn't much player interaction to speak of. Want something with more players? Try 7 Wonders. And for a heavier engine builder, try 51st State. Ancient Knowledge.
The world has changed all around it, but Roebling's erection still stands.
And if you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.